Spencer, back in for training today. How's it been going?
Yeah, we've got I think we've got 19 out there at the moment, which is good. So if we first time in, we were due to come in Thursday, but the weather was horrific and we didn't want to destroy the pitch, and we were conscious of the decision that was coming out, so there was no panic. So yeah, it's been a frustrating 5 weeks, and we were preparing to go back roughly the 12th. We thought we'd probably be playing Cheshire, and we were really excited about it. We arranged a friendly against East Grinstead Lee's side, who were flying for Tuesday night in preparation, and the board had backed the situation that we'd got 4 really exciting new signings coming in, and we made the decision that as much as we'd said we weren't going to put the club into almost bankruptcy by spending money we didn't have for the first part of this season, but we weren't willing to let the club risk its status as best we could. So we were grateful that Rob and the board agreed to sanction some really good players, the type of players we're missing, experienced players, a really high quality loan as well, a central midfielder that has got lots of experience and could lead us forward, that we were very close to. And suddenly that's all been put on hold, which is very disappointing. We're hoping one of them will play anyway on Tuesday night, which is a loan and a really exciting striker from a pro club that we've been chasing for many weeks and that we're really excited about. So sort of thinking we're bringing in players, getting ourselves ready to go again, and then obviously the tier system comes out, and the meetings, that I was party to one of those meetings with all the clubs. And sadly, that's really kicked it all back again. So we're now, obviously, with that announcement, I'd say almost certainly not going to play competitively until mid-Jan, if I was a betting man, end of Jan. And that's based on the tiers changing, which I think is unlikely. But I think the only way that the current league season will continue will be if these grants are turned from loans into grants. And even then, that's not the end of it. Because there's 880 odd sides in that level. So, as it's been said before, at the moment steps 3 and 4 have really been sort of elbowed out at the moment. You've got some really good funding to the National League clubs, picking up 30 to 80,000 a month. There's the local leagues can play if they're not in tier 3, the step 5 and 6s, and step 3 and 4 are very isolated, and we've got no secondary spend now, which is killing everybody, or extremely limited secondary spend, and because I believe the council have just approved we can use the T-bar, but certainly all alcohol, etc., and the bars cannot be used. So it's a very difficult situation. So we've had to rejig. We're going to bring the players in once a week between now and January, unless anything changes dramatically. We've got to keep monitoring it. Try and keep these new signings interested, but obviously we can't sign them. We don't have any money to do that. Certainly if we don't know for sure we're going to play. We've got obviously Lee's side here on Tuesday night. We'll play pretty much everybody. We hope some fans turn up to enjoy it and be safe and enjoy some football at least. We can announce we're playing Ashford Town Middlesex on the 19th. So we will be in Tuesday. We will then train on the Saturday once, keep the players ticking over. And then we'll play Ashford on the 19th. And then we will stop probably unless there's an announcement about leagues restarting. We considered Boxing Day, but we have an issue here. We're not playing the players. It's very difficult asking the players to come in. It can't be compulsory. I'm delighted there's 19 out there at the moment. A couple of newish faces, some old faces that have returned, which is pleasing. We'll have a look at their fitness, but they've got to do it on their own. Safety's the priority, and we'll just have to be very fluid with the situations. So we'll assess them right now about how fit they are, what they've done in 5 weeks. And get through those sessions if we can, and then wait and see what the leagues, the government decide moving forward. There's plenty of options on the table. In some respects, I'm glad that there's now a period that they can all look at what to do. It's in a nightmare position really. We hope that these loan grants might be available, and there's the potential to split the division in 2 if we can't start in January and sort of do mini divisions that play playoffs for promotion and relegation later in the season, which has already been mooted through the FA, so it's not a new suggestion. But of course, these type of things have got to be across the whole country, the whole National League system. So it is a nightmare for everybody involved at the moment. So yeah, disappointed that we thought we were going to get going again. As much as I've got my own personal views, and safety is the absolute priority, we didn't change our tune to that. I'm thrilled that we were excited to get a really experienced central midfield player in that was, fingers crossed, somebody who was going to be with us for the midterm as well. But at the moment, those are on hold, and we'll see what happens and take it as it comes.
It's been a long time since the Beaconsfield win here in the league. What are your aims going forward for the season if it restarts?
Well, we're just as I've just said, Don. We'll take it as it comes at the moment. We're conscious that we took a policy here of spending the absolute bare minimum, and it showed with the results, not necessarily the performances in their entirety, but we had the conversation. I had the conversation, and we've been back to say, look, yeah, we'll have to go into some element of debt. We can't lose our status at this level. We do everything possible for that not to happen. And as I said, we've put that in place, but unfortunately with the tier system and the league being suspended for probably a month minimum, and then of course even if we started in January and tried to complete the season, the amount of games we've now got to get into, and with the weather still to come, extending the season more than a week or two is really unfeasible. Lots of clubs have got commitments, including Farnborough, for what happens in the second part of May and certainly June with pitch renovations and concerts and things that happen at clubs. So we've got to look on the bigger picture, take it as it comes, but obviously the most important thing is that, there's a vaccine. There's, I think, 3 vaccines. One that's been approved, one that's almost approved. So that's fantastic news. So we can look with real positivity that whatever happens and the hard work that will go in between now and the end of this season, whatever that may be, is, fingers crossed, the biggest priority of all is that there's a vaccine, and that we should, from a footballing selfish perspective, that by the time we get to July, as in next pre-season, whatever happens, the world will be a vastly better place, safer place, and we can restart again. So, and it's not that far away. We lose perspective, I think, that time flies by very quickly, and I've always said it as well, that the priority is everyone's health, and yeah, we did think this was going to happen, and we've made decisions which we think are the best for everybody around here. Boxing Day, people said we should play Boxing Day, and you get to the point that we're only doing this because we can't let the players do nothing for 10, 12 weeks potentially. We've got to bring them in once a week minimum, and as I said, it's got to be voluntary because we're going to try and give some of them some petrol expenses, but that's it. We don't have the income to do it. But Boxing Day, we would be breaching a huge amount of volunteers' bubbles. At the moment the government says you can have, I think it's 3 families in at Christmas, and we want people to enjoy Christmas, and we've got the most amazing volunteers like most clubs, and bringing them in on Boxing Day on a game that sadly wouldn't obviously mean anything at the moment unless the situation changes would be unfair. So we didn't want to risk them then going back to their family bubbles for a friendly. And
of course we're 5 days into December now. Have you got a Christmas message for the supporters?
Yeah, look, what a shocking year 2020 has been from the bigger picture. So I just want to say to you all, thank you so much for your support. We know it's very difficult times, and stay safe, have the best Christmas you can by staying safe, but keep smiling. We're, as everyone is saying, we're on the road to recovery here, a bigger picture, and fingers crossed, and I'm sure it will be, that things will change very dramatically next year with the vaccines, and we can all get back to playing more football and being safe and well, and have a fantastic time as best you can. And again, thank you for all your support.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time, Spencer.
Cheers, Dom.